Hello and hello. Welcome to Last Week in Germany, where just me, some random dude, react to the things that went on in Germany utilizing the top posts from the subreddit from the last week. Make sure I'm up to date on everything and see what you guys are talking about. I have to start with this news story that was sent in by a German who, in typical fashion, doesn't want his name posted or anything, but I thought this was extremely funny. A person who reported an illegally parked car, which is already quite a German thing to do. But I guess you guys have an app where you can report illegally parked cars. That's the most German app of all time right there. Like, do they pay you? What the hell? What is this, guys? Take charge of the transport revolution yourself by creating safe cycle paths and clear sidewalks. Oh, so it's for cyclists. Report people in the bike lane. Okay. Anyway, in doing what he thought he was doing his civic duty, reporting this degenerate, delinquent, parked in the bike lane, I guess he took a picture of the car. And in that car was the perpetrator. And in doing so, and posting it to the app, he now violated that perpetrator's rights to privacy. So the court ordered him, the person who took the picture, to pay $100 to the perpetrator. Incredible. Now, as for the top posts this week from the German subreddit, the top one, Frankfurt S-Bahn supermarket basket as a personal trolley, ... Is this normal now? I guess this lady assumed because she paid the fond, right? You have to pay the fond, right? Don't you? To get a trolley? I mean, this is like a tiny trolley. She thought that meant she bought it. She's like, oh, a nickel for a trolley? Okay, good deal. I'll use it on the train. Pretty sure these things aren't meant to leave the store. You don't say. But I keep seeing them around the city lately. Is this actually a common thing in Germany now? Or just a Frankfurt special? Looks like they're going to have to raise the font. Top post, we're talking about Frankfurt here. Anything is possible. I love that. You know, that used to be kind of like the American slogan. Anything's possible in America. Now anything's possible in Frankfurt. I mean, not common, but this does not make it into the top 20 weirdest things I've seen on an S-Bahn. See, that's the real benefit of public transportation. Entertainment. Do you know how boring it is to just drive in your car by yourself to the store and back? I mean, you don't see shit like this inside your car, you know? It's boring. People are meant to congregate with a bunch of strangers and piss each other off. It makes your life a little bit more spicy. Bamberg's Old Town Hall. Okay, this is awesome and everything, but I've seen this a million times thanks to Walter's World. He's always showing this Bamberg Town Hall. It is pretty freaking amazing. OpenAI used song lyrics in violation of copyright laws, German court says. That's actually quite an interesting precedent. So it reproduced. So basically someone said, what are the lyrics to this song? And ChatGPT reproduced them, obviously because it had been trained on those lyrics. That's an interesting thing. I think that is just scratching the surface of what's to come as far as AI lawsuits about copyright protection and stuff. I mean, that's just reproducing lyrics. AI is actually, I know a lot of you guys know this, making music that annoyingly is actually not bad. Well, it's not like it's good, but it's like, like listenable. And obviously it's doing that because it was trained on a billion hours of professionally made music that was copyrighted, which is a very genuinely interesting case. Because I guess OpenAI would say, well, that's what any musician does. They train listening to the Beatles and Queen and everybody growing up their whole life. They train it in their brain and then they make music. Kind of a stupid argument, but would be their argument, I think. That's pretty cool that Germany is kind of leading the way and setting precedents like this before AI steals all of our jobs and all of our money and intellectual property. Oh, look at this. Potential precedent. The outcome of this case could set a precedent in Europe for how AI companies use copyrighted materials. The internet is not a self-service store, and the human creative achievements are not free templates. Today, we have set a precedent that protects and clarifies the rights of authors. Even operators of AI tools such as ChatGPT must comply with copyright law. Interesting. Germany may back chat control. Mass scanning of all private messages. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's none of my business. I mean, well, is it not? I don't know. Because obviously, I actually do correspond with some Germans. Yeah, I mean, not in particular necessarily, but like, just you guys send me stuff. So in a way, I mean, it could impact me, right? How does that work? But I can't help but just say, from a philosophical standpoint, and I know a lot of Germans agree with me, that's why I feel comfortable expressing this viewpoint, that would be very disappointing if Germany backs chat control. While mandatory scanning had officially been dropped, Article 4 of the new text reframes and reintroduces it by obliging providers of email, chat, and messenger services to take, quote, all appropriate risk mitigation measures. That effectively forces providers to scan all messages, including private end-to-end encrypted content. How would they scan end-to-end encrypted content? I mean, I'm no expert, but that implies that the message is encrypted on your local phone and then sent over the network encrypted and then decrypted only on the receiver's phone. So I don't know how they would scan that. But I digress. That's dystopian. Alas, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. That was Thomas Jefferson, by the way, not me. And I do concede that America's doing a piss poor job itself right now at being vigilant. Germany calls up all 18-year-old men to undergo military toes. Whoa. As part of its preparations for a possible war in Europe in the coming years. Oh, they're just saying the quiet part out loud now, huh? Germany has introduced new measures due to kick in from next year, which they expect will boost recruitment. Yeah, if you force people to recruit, then it's probably going to boost the recruitment, I'd say. Yep. I guess it's not officially like conscription yet. Oh, you guys had conscription in place until 2011. I didn't know that. Dispute over veggie sausage. Oh, not this shit again. Clear majority rejects name ban. I guess the vast majority of consumers in Germany don't think that it's necessary to implement new laws about naming vegetable meats. How could you feel misled by the term veggie burger or soy schnitzel? I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're misled by that term, then I think you just deserve to learn the hard way. You're going to have to bite into that veggie burger and be like, have an epiphany. Oh, the burger is veggie. Apparently part of a broad propaganda operation. Putin is said to have been involved in a conference with AfD politicians. Shocking. This headline is horrifying. This is exactly what not to do on a train platform. I got scared and almost fainted on a German train platform. I'm a 17-year-old Korean girl, and I can't speak English well. I live in the middle of a huge German city. I was sitting on the platform waiting for the train, and some strange man came up to me, and he said, Japanese, Japanese. I ignored it, and when I said 9, he continued to say, China, Korea? When he asked me, are you Korean? I said yes, and then he kept asking if I was here to study, whether he was going to take this train where I was going to get off. Was I off at home or going home? Oh, that's creepy as hell. I'm so annoyed and I feel like a cat calls, so why are you telling me? I was going to say that, but the small knife in the man's hand I was so surprised that I didn't say anything. When the old man next to me looked at the man pretended to run away and went somewhere else and kept staring at me. Wow, this is creepy as fuck. This is the 9th time I've been in this situation. This exact situation? No, it must be the 9th weird situation. And it's the first time a stranger held a knife in his hand. I wanted to tell police, but I can't because I have very serious PTSD to this situation and my brain and body actually stopped. I don't know what to do. You know what? Maybe you guys should consider having like American gun laws, but just for 17-year-old girls. I think that's fair. They should be the only ones with guns. 20-year-old women and younger. Never give these creeps an answer. Always tell them that it's none of their business. You don't tell them your age, your name, your nationality, ethnicity, or what you're doing. If someone has a weapon, report it to the police. Wow. Is this the standard way of writing the number 9 in Germany? Number 9? Number 9? That's a G. My daughter is in year 1 of Grundschule, and the worksheets they're using teach the kids to write the number 9 more like a G. Is this commonly used in Germany, or is this an outdated way of writing? Interesting. I actually just realized that it's kind of funny that Like on a computer, like as a type font, that's actually totally normal, like right there. In English, like in America, I should say. But writing it out like that, it's kind of odd to me. I mean, it's just a little bit, I mean, it's just unusual here. But it does, I mean, it makes sense considering, yeah, that's a 9. Yes, this is common. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing, huh? It's just lower. I never noticed that. I mean, it's a little bit different as well, like, the back edge is more curved here. This is straighter, and there's a serif going up. This is an interesting question. Should I tell people that I've fought in Ukraine? I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to assume the answer is yes. That's pretty badass. Well, okay, wait. You fought for the Ukrainians, right? All right, let's read. Hi, everybody. I'm a Ukrainian, and I fought in the war. I got wounded, and because of my age, I am able to leave the country. I want to enjoy a peaceful life for some time. That's fair enough. And I'm really mentally tired of war. Yeah, it's been a long time now, hasn't it? Unfreaking believable. My sister lives near Karlsruhe. My question is, should I tell people that I fought? Interesting question. Let's see. For the CV, you can just say you were in the military. Not everyone in the military is on the front line or shooting. I wouldn't go out of my way to bring it up in conversation, but if someone asks you, you shouldn't feel bad about telling them. Germans are sympathetic toward Ukrainians, and I'm sure a lot of people in Germany would consider it to be very honorable. I kind of thought that would go without saying. I'm actually slightly thrown off because, like, he says, like, a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people would consider it honorable. Like, I would have thought all Germans would consider it honorable, just about. I guess, I don't know. Obviously, it's a little bit more complicated than just, like, black and white. War, I mean. But, I mean, do Europeans and Germans not, in general, view, like, Ukrainian soldiers as being on, like, the front line of defense right now for defending Europe? I would say so. Most Germans are pretty firmly on Ukraine's side. Is that not a freaking understatement? Pretty firmly on Ukraine's side, most Germans? Sorry, I'm just like, it's opening my mind a little bit. I didn't realize that any Germans would be on Russia's side. Then again, I mean, I guess okay. And I guess it's probably like here in the U.S. where it's not so much that people will say they're on Russia's side. It's more so that some people, like some right-wingers, seem to just be more so, like they think Ukraine should concede some land to end the war. And then some conservatives over here in Russia are literally like bought and sold secretly, and they don't even know it, by the Russian government. So they just spit Russian talking points. I mean that literally. Like, that was exposed. They didn't even know they were being controlled by Russia. Are we screwed? I haven't seen a radiator in person in like 15 years, but I'll do my best to answer this question. I have no business at answering this. We left this running at number 4 for 2 weeks. Didn't realize it was left on until we came back today. Any idea how to know how much kilowatts the heater is? Based off of my total lack of being qualified to answer this, I think you're okay. 2 weeks and it's like just a little radiator? Like, how much could that possibly cost? I ran the math once on running like a little electric space heater, and it costs like 20 cents an hour here in America. So, I mean, that would have been like $20 for the 2 weeks. So I'm going to say, I mean, and with a higher energy costs in Europe, I'm going to say this might cost you $70. I pulled that straight out of my ass. And yes, that's US dollars. What is, I don't even know the exchange rate right now. 70 USD to euro. 60 euros. Oh yeah, and it totally depends on like what the weather was like outside, right? So that number I just pulled out of my butt, I mean, that was really just straight from my butt. This guy says 20 euros. Why do grocery store employees do this? What do they do? I've noticed every grocery store I go to, Rewe, Edeka, they always open my box of eggs. I assume they're seeing if you got a cracked egg as a courtesy. To check if the eggs are cracked. Second, to check if you put something in the carton. Okay, that would be funny. Like what, you put a freaking diamond ring in there to steal it? All right. Thank you very much for watching. Wow, it's dark. The sun set here in Indiana while I recorded this, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.